So I feel like the Kevin Durant drama that is sort of surfacing right now in the National Basketball Association as we are in free agency right now. It's been going on for so long at this point. So, I feel like at this point, I just got to talk about it. I got to talk about my thoughts as a Warriors fan, as the Warriors are a team that is being thrown around as I guess, suitable contender to land Kevin Durant in the eyes of many. So I got to talk about this. Now, I think I just got to say this real quick. Kevin Durant is one of my favorite Warriors players of all time. Now, I know he was only on the team for 3 seasons. He won back-to-back championships with us. And I think a lot of people take that for granted, Warriors fans included. I think a lot of people say, well, those aren't real championships because Kevin Durant, he left the OKC Thunder. He was a snake. He betrayed his old team. Okay, here's the thing. Kevin Durant, I feel like I think there's a valid excuse with he did betray his old team. But when you're that good of a player, it comes to a point where you want to win a championship. That just wasn't going to happen in Oklahoma City. They were hitting the point where Oklahoma City was dismantling the core, and, Harden was gone, even though he wasn't on them for that long. And, the Warriors were just becoming that better team. And a lot of people also say, well, the Warriors were a 73-win team in 2016. Why did they need to land Kevin Durant? I mean, that's a good point. But, when you have to face LeBron James in the finals every year, you want to have a guy that's on his level or arguably at the time better. And so those are my initial thoughts on Kevin Durant. I love Kevin Durant's playing style. I forever think he is a Warriors all-time great, even though he was only on the team for 3 years for what he did, back-to-back finals MVPs. I think he should get his number 35 retired by the Warriors. I know that's a controversial take right there, but I think he should. But now we're in the year 2022 on the offseason. The Warriors are the defending NBA champs. And, what do you know? Kevin Durant wants out of Brooklyn. He really is sort of, narrowed it down to the Heat, the Raptors, the Suns, and I guess now possibly the Warriors. And, probably there's going to be a big trade package for whoever lands it. Now, the Warriors, it is rumored by some ESPN analysts that the Warriors would be willing to trade Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, and I'd like to think probably some draft picks in there too, to land the superstar forward. Now, is that a good trade? In my eyes, absolutely not. The Warriors' whole foundation, ever since they started winning championships in this era in 2015, has been we got to build for the future. Stephen Curry was part of a new core. Klay Thompson and Draymond Green were part of this new core. And now that this core, I hate to say it, is kind of aging, we have to find our new core. And that all starts with Kuminga, Poole, all those guys I just named, even Wiggins, because although Wiggins, he's been in the league for quite some time, he's still significantly younger than, your everyday old NBA player that people consider. So I think dismantling the core would be really bad. And, we probably win the championship 1 or 2 times with Durant if he returned. But you got to remember, Durant is nearing the end of his career, and he seems to get injured all the time. So do I want that on my team? For, the future? No, absolutely not. I want Jordan Poole, a guy who, really made himself in our lineup, and we won a championship with this team. It's not like we need Kevin Durant. We're not missing a piece. Now, if the Warriors lost to the Celtics, heck, even if the Warriors lost in the playoffs, whether it was the Mavericks or the Grizzlies, then maybe I would think about it differently, right? And, I just want to make one thing clear. If the Warriors could get Kevin Durant realistically, I'd be all for it, right? I think, him and Draymond sort of made up. We all know that they had problems at one point. Him and Curry, I think they have a good relationship. I mean, they're, 2-time champions together, should have been 3-time champions if injuries didn't happen in 2019. But I just don't think it's worth it, right? Now, if we look at some of the other possibilities, I think Kevin Durant going to the Raptors probably is a good move, but I just always thought about when Raptors fans cheered when KD got injured in 2019. So I thought, if he's over that. The Suns, who knows what would happen with that. I think the Suns would be very good. And I mean, they're already very good, but with the DeAndre Ayton stuff happening, we don't know. And then, of course, the Miami Heat, they're sort of missing a piece. The problem is, they don't have help for Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, at least in this last year. And so landing Kevin Durant, I think, would take them to the finals, if not very close, like they did this year. But I think the Warriors, if they have to trade, Kuminga, Wiseman, the guys I said, Poole, and, all these guys, it's just not worth it. It is just not worth it for the long term. For the short term, maybe. If we win a championship, that's great. But I think Poole, all the guys I said, that new core, this new era of Warriors basketball is capable of winning multiple championships as long as they stay healthy and as long as they stay consistent. I don't think that Kevin Durant is very consistent anymore, considering he's, getting up there in age. I mean, KD is a great player, but he's 33 years old, right? And he gets injured a lot. He's still, I think, an MVP caliber player, but what happens when KD is 36, about to retire 3 years from now, and meanwhile in Brooklyn, Jordan Poole and Wiseman and Kuminga and Wiggins are leading their team to a championship, and the Warriors regret that trade. I don't think this will happen, but it's being brought up. I don't think Bob Myers would do that. He's a smart guy. I don't think the front office would do that, but just thought I'd bring it up for the heck of it. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it on the KD drama. We'll see what happens. I think, we're going to expect some news with Kevin Durant probably pretty soon. So we'll see what happens. He wants out of Brooklyn. That's going to do it, guys. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, and yeah, peace out.